called Health and Wellness. Happy New Year! Genau, yeah. Happy New Year from me to you. In parts of the program, Anishinaabe will be spoken, and I apologize if there's no real-time translation. We're doing it for our elders, for our fluent speakers, and for the ones who would like to hear the language and use it as medicine for their learning too. Hamsa ni choga ni duk jene amaga ni duk hap jai wengi ki chinen da to ma chai an manung gum chita bo ayan shnabe mwan ge. Thank you for this honor. Thank you for this honor. Well, I am on this honor to be the one, the conduit, the one who connects the dots, the one who provides you with all the updates. Awega usami tunet. The one amenwegi jet, the one who the sound of a good day. Me any nesh ni kazwan. Me ay degu. I guess thank you very much for tuning in for Mugson Trail News Live, the official news portal of the Treaty 2 territory. We want to give you an update, a COVID pandemic update. And it's this. Today, January the 4th, 2021, Monday, January the 4th. We're just watching our local news station, Winnipeg, Dr. Brent Rusin and Mrs. Lynette Saragusa. Happy New Year, Gabriel. We are watching the update today on the statistics. I'll let you know what's happening here, Gabriel. There's 118 cases as of approximately 9:30 this morning. There are 118 new cases of COVID-19 in Winnipeg. Or in Manitoba, in Manitoba, the province of Manitoba. There are 5 deaths. Condolences to the family. My condolences to your family. In Manitoba, the test positivity rate is 10.7%. In Winnipeg, the test positivity rate is 11.8%. It's higher in the city, just slightly, than it is all over the province of Manitoba. I'm in a good way. I'm in a good way today. Well rested, lonely since New Year's Eve. My health and wellness, it's been getting stronger and stronger. When last I spoke with my cousin, co-keeper, Mr. Ray Musso, he says, how is your health, Corey? And I thought about that moment. From that moment forward, I started smudging every day, not just once either. The sing throughout the day. Anytime I'm feeling like I want that spirituality to save me or to insulate me from any negativity, and so it's working for me. And thank you. And thank you to my mentor, the one who showed me how to pick shade all summer long in the Treaty 2 territory. I'm already now. I'm on my third braid. My shade. Boy, it's a good feeling. While we're talking about the real stuff here, Victoria Whitford. She always had such an art and such a way of putting it tactfully and in an honest way. I always think about my grandma in that way. When she did opening prayers anywhere, when she did ceremony for anyone, when you wake away, and so I wanna acknowledge that today I'm using from now on and from the pack and from the last month in general, I have been using the same smudge plugin element that Kuko used to use. I'm using the same one. Yeah, it was passed on to me. Uncle George ang giminik, ni Baba is yang giminik. Kimini way si win ye kaya nin kaya ante mini wan. Ingi nikyapi said na Corey, you're on the right path. Here, I'm gonna give you something to help you. Kaiji kidat. And it's helped me ever since. Okay, it's helped me ever since. All right, we've talked about the COVID-19 update pandemic, the statistics today, the update. On health and wellness, we're trying a new format and one that we believe in. It's got 4 elements to it, 4 segments, and in this order. Basic, the opening segment is always the introduction, the summary of what the program is going to be. That will showcase me telling you this is what you're going to see, and this is what we're seeing, and this is what we're going to see later. I want to actually be I want to be able to summarize what you're about to see every day. That's part of our format. That's our first element. Our second segment is to run an ad. We're going to begin to monetize our account on Facebook, and I'm hoping we can incorporate the use of Facebook stars to monetize all that information and that knowledge that's about to be shared with the masses in the Treaty 2 territory on behalf of the official news portal of the Treaty 2 territory. Hope. The third segment will always be an interview of some sort. An interview. You have to know what's happening in our daily lives. And you're probably excited too, just like me, to find out what are we going to be doing as in the Treaty 2 territory as a government, First Nations in Treaty 2 territory, as a government, on behalf of Grand Chief Eugene Eastman. How are we going to proceed? Well, this is where we're going to do a lot of that mechanical orientation and organization. We'll lay it out on right in front of you to show you this is what we're doing today, this is what we're doing tomorrow, this is what we're going to be doing this week. And we're going to incorporate our blogs that you see on Moccasin Trail News and on treaty2territory.com. We're going to incorporate all of the blogs and have the co-keepers explain the blogs in their own interviews, in their own individual interviews. And my job will be to upload those interviews and to give life to those interviews in a way like I'll be here to put the interview on and tell you a little bit about the upcoming interview. And then after the interview is completed, whether it's 10 minutes or 20 minutes, because people's attention spans aren't that long these days. It's only as long as three full sentences. So what we propose to do is we want to innovate and adapt to your attention span. We want to make it more user-friendly for you, Gagin. And we want to add bumpers, names on the bottom of the screen. And I call those bumpers. And so interviews, whether they're live or pre-recorded, we're moving to try pre-recording our interviews so that they're packaged and they're ready, and it eliminates any technical difficulties whatsoever. So that's why I've proposed that, to go about it that way. And think of the co-keeper sitting at home, getting ready, setting up a camera of their own, and then recording themselves in the comfort of their own home. It doesn't have to be live. And one of the big benefits there is People will only release what they think is plausible to release, right? Right. Just like pictures, you only pick the ones you like when you take pictures of yourself. Some of them you discard. Well, the same thing with the interviews. It works the same way. Our co-keepers are going to commit themselves and dedicate themselves to the art of creating a really good interview segment where they get to talk about the work they do and the work that needs to be done, therefore organizing it in a much more succinct, clear fashion, and so that it follows. It's sequential. It follows one. It leads from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. I'm basically here to connect those dots and to give power to those voices. And that's exactly what I want to do this year. So if you have that interview and that knowledge and you want me to share that in one of our 18 programs per week, then I'm here for you. Originally, when I first came on board, I used to read the blogs myself, and then I would summarize the blogs, and then I would set up an interview and ask the co-keeper a variety of 3 questions or more. And to be honest, we've done about 100 shows, 100 programs so far. And we've only had a few interviews. The one really memorable one was with Mrs. Mary Hool of Ebenflow, Kakakwekitio. And I guess what I'm really trying to say here is we have room to improve, and we are about to improve and turn it into high gear and run that information and that show in a way that pleases our audience, our membership, our gani otke we know my and they will know that we're operating as efficient as possible and in an organized manner and at a very good pace. In saying so, what I've seen lately is that I believe we're going to be going into high gear in this format, and we're going to be working on one of the circles. I think we're working. We're going to be focusing our work on the making laws for the child and family services. That circle, or is it child and family nations? Nevertheless, that's the circle that needs the priority right now, and that's where I'm committed, getting in, dedicated to ensuring that we have everything we need to make laws for our children. The ones that are not yet born too. And so I reiterate what I've always said from the start. Let's all do our best to give them a better start. Because after all, when we do, we're showcasing, we're empowering ourselves, our voice, our time. We are empowering ourselves in the year 2021 with our voice, our voices, and our time. That's exactly what I wanted to say here today. And now that I see very clearly where we're headed into the future, I invite you to be a part of this and all the treaties all across Canada. Treaty 1, you too. Treaty 3, Ontario. Treaty 4, Rolling River, Pine Creek. Treaty 5, Treaty 5's. We have the ability and the technology to make a difference. And so this evening, I've scheduled a few meetings. Good afternoon, Alana. I've scheduled a few meetings this evening after the Anishinaabe Amwin program at 6 o'clock. And we're working hard to make sure that Moccasin Trail News, we're positioning ourselves to be the first and only official news platform of the Treaty 2 territory. We're positioning ourselves. That's where we want to be, right in the front and center. Jinigani yang. We want to go in front and we're going to earn it. And we're going to work to earn that spot. That's my feeling. That's what I'm hearing from our co-keepers, and our leadership. It's time. It's time now to make those moves. And so, in the year 2021, we'll always remember this was the year Treaty 2 territory. They blazed the path in the year 2021. This is me writing the first chapter of 2021, and it focuses on all of us, including you in the Treaty 2 territory. Brandon, Portage La Prairie, all of our people. Megwayasin, Dauphin, Ashern, all the urban centers, you'll have a chance to partake in this huge exercise, and we'll work together. We'll bury the hatchet. We'll forget about all our insecurities, reasons why we don't work together, reasons why we don't see each other eye to eye. Let's bury that hatchet. That's me taking my first step. Humility, and saying that I am available to work with anyone who wants to move our treaties forward. It's time. It's our voice and it's our time. I just wanted to make it very clear that we're formatting ourselves, we're organizing ourselves. Shkabeg, stand by. Co-keepers, stand by. We're buying technology. We're getting our GoPro cameras ready so that we can do interviews or so that we can do interviews more efficiently, so that there isn't any technical difficulties. Bonjour, Maggie. Bonjour, boy, I miss those days of traveling into the First Nations and then dropping off newspapers and driving again. Oh, that was such a beautiful 11 years of my life. I miss that. You know, if you get to see that man, the one I worked for, from Crane River, Manitoba, Windamok, can say, Coyote, thanks you very much for having him on your team for 11 years. He's very grateful. Arnold. He thinks a lot of you, Mr. Arnold Asham. Now, in grassroots news, ganit. Gabriel, stay safe. Happy New Year, Alana, good afternoon and stay safe wherever you are. Maggie, Chimi, Wedge, Minumai, Nitam, Binagishkunan, Mino. Yes, it's a wonderful feeling. And so on that note right there, on a high note, I want to say thank you to you. Okay. Coming up next at 6 p.m., Anishinaabe Amwin with me, Corey the Coyote Whitford. Tonight we will be looking at book number 7. Book number 7. Get you now, book number 7. We'll be reading book number 7. Make sure the kids, the boys and girls, aged 4 to 7, preferably, or the adults too, can partake in this next activity. We're going to be looking at consonant clusters. So just hang in there. I'm going to be covering 3 words tonight on my Scrabble bar. We're going to be doing a Scrabble exercise with the boys and girls tonight. So get them to make a pen and a paper. Get them to make squares and have a scissors close by. Maybe the adult can help with this. Make at least 15 little squares, just like Scrabble, and bring your pen. And I'll bring the rest of it. Okay, so 6 o'clock tonight. Anishinaabe, come and meet us back here at the spot. Aham satash, ni choga ni dog, dinayama ni dog. Apitigi jawani minim, apitigi zagi nim, apitigi chin any minim. I turn to you for my advice, my support for when I'm feeling down, and when I need love. Me I turn to my language. Wega jin wewe yang. I want to say greetings and Happy New Year to all of our audience out there, everyone who watches the program. I feel like it's just the beginning of something great, and I feel very excited every morning to wake up to provide this type of interaction, this type of development, progress, this type of recapturing our language on behalf of Treaty 2 territory, all of our citizens, all of our members. And so at 6 o'clock, what are you going to do? I'm going to ask you to have a call to action at 6 o'clock. Come to Anishinaabe at 6 o'clock tonight. All right. Thank you very much for tuning in this afternoon. Ahamsa. Mino, Yegawababigu. Aho. Miigwech. See you at 6.